guys, Hammeh here, hope you're well and good. Today we're going to be doing a couple of different things at the same time. We're going to be doing a channel update where I talk a little bit about news, what's going on, plans for videos in the coming weeks, and of course a few things about what's going on in the world of Overwatch. While at the same time we'll be having a little bit of a look at this month's, or should I say last month's, February loot gaming for Wild. A little disclaimer to start with, I don't get paid for unboxing this, I do get the crate free, but if you buy LootCrate anyway and head over to LootCrate and use the code Hammeh, you get 10% off. So there we go. First things first, on with the channel update. So, what is going on? Well, it's been a busy few months. You may have noticed that I've been a little bit quiet on the video front last week. Do not worry, it's been a busy time. Very long story short, there's been a house move, other things going on. So thank you very much for your patience. Lots more Overwatch lore and other things coming in the coming weeks. And I will talk a little bit more about video plans after I've got item number 1 out of here. So this is Wild, a Wild theme, and our first item is... Let's have a look, I can't quite see that. Can you tell what this is off of this alone? I cannot, but let us unveil it. We have something a little bit blue. I know that there's Zelda in this crate. Normally that's one of the big ones. Ah, very nice. Okay, so we have, that's looking like Breath of the Wild, of course. The wonderful new Zelda game. He says try not to fling a t-shirt against the microphone. Ah, that's quite a fetching little link there. And via the magic of video editing, there we go. I am suitably bezeldered. Or belinked, actually, if we're getting technical about it. I've always really loved Zelda games. I love having a little reminisce whenever I go through loot crates about the games if I know them. I think the game that I played most of was probably, like a lot of people, Ocarina of Time, particularly recently. I did play a bit of Wind Waker, but Ocarina of Time is really one of those games that my entire family, like my brothers and sisters, kind of played together as well. We'd all sort of chip away at a bit, so I remember like getting the big Goron sword, that was a big thing for me, and defeating Ganondorf for the first time with the big Goron sword only, because of course you couldn't wield the shield at the same time. So it was kind of really satisfying getting on Ocarina of Time those reflect timings as you bounced. I think it was lightning back and forth. It's been quite a while since I played it. I should really give it a go on 3DS, I think. Breath of the Wild, I like the look of it. I'll be honest with you, without playing it just yet, the durability system for the weapons, at the risk of jumping on a bandwagon, Nintendo fans, please do correct me if you're playing this game, it's just from what I've seen. That looks a little bit frustrating, but I'd really love to give it a go. At the moment, I'm just holding off on Switch because I want to see what the software lineup's like. And plus the fact that 3DS has been so good to me. I've got a Pikachu exclusive, the yellow 3DS XL, which was really cool. Every single Pokemon game I actually own, for right or for wrong in some way or another. So a big Nintendo fan myself, but fingers crossed Switch gets out a few more games that I'll be really looking forward to. Okie dokie, so that is item number 1 from LootCrate. Let's go into a little bit of a plan about... Okie dokie, so that is item number 1 from LootCrate and my little reminisce. We're now going to be jumping into a little bit about videos and the plans for the next few weeks and indeed months. So a lot of you mentioned Bastion voice lines. I did have a little idea and plan for that, but it involved sort of kind of a guest voiceover, which was always going to be quite tough to bring together. So I'm working on that. Arisa, I'm also working on her, or it, depending on how you begender your omnics, but hopefully her voice lines are going to be out soon. It was mentioned by the devs, Michael Chu and similar, that there would be plenty of interactions. It was just a question of timings in terms of getting the voice artist into the studio, I'm sure. So that's being worked on too. I also have a super secret series. It's going to be 3 parts. They're roughly 20-30 minutes each. Length is of course no guarantee of quality, but I'm really excited for this one. I've been working on this piece of planning for it and writing that's actually complete now, which is really good. Now that's done, I've been able to go out. I'm kind of trying to find cool art, cool animations. So if you've got any favourite artists or animators or things you think I should maybe try and give a shout to things, I'd love to know in the comments below. It's going to be really cool. Really can't wait for that. That's totally supported, really, the time that it takes me to work on that by people who follow me on Patreon. Go check out patreon.com/Hammeh if you'd like to know more about that. But you guys watching, your likes, comments and subs and all that kind of thing, the best support I can have, so may that never go away. Thank you very much for doing so. A couple of different things coming up in the next couple of weeks to watch out for. I'm going to be doing a little Why I Love on another Blizzard game, then maybe a little bit of a lore type video, very much in the vein of the Overwatch videos that you've already seen, for another Blizzard game. So keep an eye out for that. Do let me know what you think. The other thing is Mass Effect is a series very close to my heart. Now Mass Effect Andromeda, for those of you who are in the know, is out next Tuesday. I'm really tempted to do something glory for that. Who knows, maybe I'll stream it, maybe not. It's all going to be to do with internet connection and a lot of other things, but I'd definitely like to make a video for it rather than anything else. So are you looking forward to Mass Effect? Would you like to see that on this channel? Should I maybe start another lore channel for these kind of other game experiments? You want to keep this place about Overwatch? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do let me know in the comments. Do not forget, of course, most important thing, Arisa is out the same day. It's going to be next Tuesday. So going to be playing Arisa. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump into comp for a bit. I'm not entirely sure, because when a new hero releases, things always get a little bit spicy, shall we say, when it comes to playing comp, both in terms of team compositions, people's attitudes, and other things. Maybe I'll leave it a little bit of time to settle down. But do let me know what you think in the comments about Mass Effect, about other Warcraft, Blizzard, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm kind of type lore things as well. Really love to hear your thoughts. Okie dokie, so item number 2, and I didn't do this intentionally. Speaking of the devil, we have a nicely themed World of Warcraft beanie. That's got Alliance on at the moment. Of course, it's always the one true horde, who are the faction of choice. Should you disagree? Well. Okay, what have we got? So it is actually reversible. This is good. As you may have seen, I'm not having the greatest hair day today. Okay, so again, via the magic of editing, there we go. So happily I can hide my bad hair day and represent the Horde at the same time. World of Warcraft I've played for absolutely ages, he says, thinking back a little bit. Certainly since, I think, if not beta, then certainly just after launch or at launch. I was a vanilla raider. I did Molten Core, I did Onyxia, with a guild who I played games with since I played TFC, Team Fortress Classic, Team Fortress 1.5 with many of them. Back when Steam was still a patching client for that and Counter-Strike, there was no store, there was all of this, there was none of this newfangled stuff that you folks enjoy nowadays. Getting a bit Dad 76 there. But yeah, so I really loved playing Warcraft. I did a lot of raiding in vanilla. I started doing a little bit of Blackwing Lairs, the next raid that came out, and then I've played sort of semi-casually ever since. I've always jumped back in for expansions. I did a lot of PvP in vanilla as well, back when it was ranks 1 through 14, for those of you who played World of Warcraft a long time ago. But yeah, I like jumping into stuff that's, you know, short, I can jump into. I've perhaps not got quite as much time in terms of sitting in an MMO for a bunch of time, but World of Warcraft nowadays, pretty fun in that you can jump in, jump out. It feels, some people feel it's more casual. For me, in terms of the way I spend my time, it's kind of more accessible. I quite enjoy that a lot. So there we go, there is our Warcraft hat. Okay, so before we do the last items, just a bit of a chat channel update wise as to plans for future months. As I mentioned, the Super Secret series, Overwatch Lore-wise, is something I'm going to be devoting a chunk of time to in the coming weeks and months. Really looking forward to that. In terms of sitting down and being able to spend 2 or 3 days, even longer, editing just one part of video after everything else, I really enjoy that, spending loads of time editing something and tweaking and polishing. The thing that annoys me most is if I have to be quick, or for whatever reason I need to, you know, press go on a video and then I don't want any mistakes and things. That kind of stuff really annoys me. So those of you who have spotted the odd little wobble in some of my videos, thank you very much for the patience. I'm really looking forward to this series just being the best it can possibly be, being made in the time that it's actually going to take, and not having to rush it in any way, shape or form. It's going to be great. Over the next few weeks I'm going to be trying to get back up to a bit more of what I feel is a normal video schedule. For those of you who've been around the channel almost a year now, since, you know, things started kicking off just before Overwatch launched, I experimented doing daily. I didn't feel really comfortable doing daily. YouTube, the platform, really loves it if you upload daily, certainly for the last few months, if not for longer than that. I'm never going to go daily. It's not because I don't want to make loads of videos, it's because I like spending a little bit more time. Expect me to be back to 3 or 4 videos a week. Really looking forward to that. Arisa's going to be out next week, of course, so going to be diving in, playing her a lot, and then after, as I mentioned before, that kind of new hero competitive bubble has calmed down a little bit, I think I'm going to make my push towards Diamond, so I will try some gameplay content. Of course, a gold, platinum, border style player, pretty much bang in the middle, as Jeff and the dev team kind of shared recently when they shared sort of the breakdown of how many players or percentage of players are actually in what ranks. So could be in a worse place, but I'd like to try and push myself a bit forward, see exactly what I'm capable of, and please remind me not to solo queue. So expect a little bit of gameplay content, but it's probably going to be more me sort of improving, trying to have a bit of fun, maybe not directly memeing, but just, you know, sharing my competitive life. So keep an eye out for that. Alrighty then, so final bits we have in Loot Crate wise. Now I haven't played this, but you can probably see that this is a little Pitfall water canteen. That art I recognise on the front. Pitfall, I think, wow, this is, I know of the game, I've seen it. Pitfall is kind of an old school, is it Atari? Is it Commodore game? I think it's Atari, where I think it was actually out at the same time as kind of Indiana Jones. So probably everyone was in an adventuring spirit, an outdoor spirit, as well. As you can see all of the guy, you know, going over what looks to me is like on a rainbow, whilst trying to avoid being eaten by crocodiles. Last couple of bits. Ooh, I like this one. Now, I've not played Phantom Pain, I'll be honest with you, but I believe is that D-Dog? I think it's D-Dog. That's really cool. So I've seen him in various things, because obviously I've you know, been relatively spoiled for Phantom Pain. I don't actually have a PS4 at the moment. I've had both PlayStation and Xbox. Currently I've got an Xbox One. That was how the last generation of consoles shook out for me. Could have equally got a PS4. But yes, I want to play Phantom Pain. Maybe I should get it on PC or something. And yeah, there's a D-Dog with his little eye patch. Snake! Snake! That's very, very cool. I think that will have to be added to my little Island of Misfit mascots. By the way, for Loot Crate, next month's Loot Crate, actually, just as a quick shout out, is, I believe, Future Worlds or something like that. But whatever it is, it has Overwatch in it, as well as Mass Effect Andromeda, some other cool stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And the reason I had this little pop out was because I think it was last October in Loot Crate, Rumble. It also had Overwatch in, and I got Reaper, which was very, very cool. For those of you who are fans of Funko or Nendoroid or even things like Figma, if you like your little figures, then do not forget, of course, that there's some cool stuff, as I've shared in news videos. There are a new wave of Overwatch Funkos coming out soon. I think there's Ryan with and without helmet. There's Diva in her mech. I think there's May. There's a really cool new wave of Overwatch Funko, so keep an eye out for those. And then, of course, there was Nendoroid Tracer. There was also Nendoroid, I believe, May and Mercy. And then there's actually also Figma Genji. But Tracer's the one who's going to be out first. I think the other two are just concept art announced at various cons recently, going into production perhaps sometime later this year. And then there was no date, I think, on the Genji, but Genji Figma are really, really cool. You can see why I like stuff like Loot Crate, and probably why I have so many crates of stuff that I need to unpack and sort out in terms of gaming goodies and things like that in the past. I have been a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to video games collector's editions, even way before I started YouTube and things like that. So there you go, a little bit of a channel update, a little bit of an unboxing at the same time. Do let me know how this vid was for you. It was a little bit of a mix of two things at the same time. No, it's been a quiet week for vids, as I said before. Keep an eye out for Overwatch lore vids, voice line and interaction vids, a couple of Heroes of the Storm fun bits, and some experimental stuff in the coming weeks, as well as a bunch of Arisa next week, and Overwatch news. If there's interesting stuff that's happening and that I feel that I want to share and wrap up, I will absolutely be letting you know. Do let me know how you're going. Do let me know what you think of all the stuff we talked about in the comments below, and hopefully see you soon. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.